Misfits, and happy Halloween! Although by the time you're watching this, Halloween will be over. Did you have a good time? Dress up as anything spooky or cool? We got a very special treat this Halloween with the first episode of Doctor Who Series 13 FLUX. I had one request for this episode, that it be spooky, because it was being released on Halloween, and it's called the Halloween Apocalypse. And not only was it extra spooky, it was shocking, it was suspenseful, it had it all! Literally, it had everything. We had new locations, new characters, just so many new plot lines to follow. I'm gonna break them all down here for you guys, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of a reaction. But I'm gonna do this video a little bit different than my normal reactions and reviews. Instead of putting the full reaction up front, followed by the review, I'm just gonna review the episode and sprinkle in a little bit of my reaction as we go. Alright, let's start with my favorite things from this episode. I love that we didn't waste any time at the beginning whatsoever. The very first scene jumped straight into the action with the Doctor and Yaz hanging upside down above like some sort of gooey lava stuff that clearly would like disintegrate them if they fell into it. Right into the action. They were in peril, had to get out. Love it. I'm also a big fan of the humor that was in this episode when the Doctor made the joke about how she must have programmed the cuffs when she was Scottish and then did a Scottish accent. That was a nice touch. I also really love the whole Jedi mind trick that Carvanista tried to do on Dan. It didn't work, we'll get to that later. But that was a really nice like Star Wars reference right there. I like that.
You will not resist. You will do exactly as
What in the Jedi mind trick is that? And finally, the costumes. The costumes and the aliens are absolutely incredible in this episode. I'm just amazed. They look so good. So we're off to a great start already. One of the major plot points from last series that is coming into this new series is the fact that the Doctor has memory loss. We know that from the Timeless Children when the Doctor learned about the Division. It was a super secretive group of Time Lords who were tasked with going and intervening only when it was absolutely necessary, but things went wrong, and so that's when the Time Lords were like, no more intervening, we just sit back and we observe. But when the Division was active, they would send out agents to go do all this work. Now, the Doctor, we found out, was one of those agents. However, they wiped the Doctor's memory after each one, so there's pieces of the Doctor's memory that are completely missing. We also know that Jo Martin's Doctor was a member of the Division as well. However, she was able to escape and use the chameleon arc to hide on Earth. We're starting out this series with the Doctor and Yaz chasing after Carvanista, which is another member of the Division, supposedly the last one that the Doctor knows of, to get answers. But the Doctor already has a few answers that she doesn't seem to want to tell Yaz, and Yaz is getting very annoyed by all the secrecy. But it wouldn't be the Doctor if the Doctor didn't keep secrets from their companion. It's kind of the whole thing. The Doctor and Yaz are after Carvanista to get their answers, but he is not there. He is on a mission of his own, which we find out very quickly involves our brand new companion, Dan!
It's got a top floor.
It's Dan! New companion!
Because nobody has got our history.
John Bishop has joined Doctor Who as this new companion named Dan. We don't know a whole lot about him. He reminds me a little bit of Donna Noble with his overall attitude and kind of not really having a direction in life. I'm incredibly excited to see what's going on behind all those sarcastic remarks and see how traveling with the Doctor is going to completely change his life. But I do feel like there is something he's not telling us, because why couldn't Carvanista do his little Jedi mind trick on him? Why was he completely immune and nothing happened? He wasn't even fazed by it. What's going on there?
Don't think it will.
I said, you will not resist.
What is happening?
As I command.
I said, get back out through that door, or I'm getting the busies.
What's that?
Is something supposed to be happening? Now, Carvanista was not traveling alone. He was traveling with his entire fleet of the Lupari, who the Doctor thought was invading Earth, but it turns out they were saving it. Well, not saving Earth exactly, saving the humans. They had this little buddy system going where they were each assigned a human to go kidnap and take them off Earth and protect them for when Earth was completely destroyed. Now, who sent them? Who created the little buddy system? Who's trying to save the humans? Because Carvanista didn't seem too thrilled about it, but he's like, this is my job, this is what I have to do. Who? Who made this happen? Who is saving the humans? Is it the Doctor? So many questions! Moving on to our next plot line, because we just moved from plot line to plot line, location to location, new character to new character. It was a little overwhelming, I'm gonna be honest. I'll talk about that at the end too. But next up is Claire and the Weeping Angels. We got Weeping Angels in this episode, guys. We got the Weeping Angels. I knew the jump scare was coming. I knew it was coming, and it still got me. It's such a good shot. Oh no. We first meet Claire when she runs up to the doctor and Yaz, identifying them, knowing who they are, but they don't have a clue who she is, and then she quickly realizes, oh, we haven't technically met yet, and then says some weird things, and they're like, what? What is happening? She mentioned something about taking the long way home.
Taking the long way home. This is Halloween.
What does that mean? Which we realized she meant literally, because when she gets home, she gets hunted by the Weeping Angels and sent into the past. But she knew they were Weeping Angels, and she knew not to blink or to look away. How does she know about the angels? Who told her? Has she encountered them before? Why are they after her? She's in the past now, so I guess that means the doctor and Yaz are gonna at some point go into the past to properly meet her for the first time, second time. It's all wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, I have no idea. But I do think I know where she went. 1820 Liverpool. There's two men discussing tunnels being built in some sort of cataclysmic event. One of the men discussing the tunnels is named Joseph Williamson, which it turns out, after I did a little bit of research, is the name of the man who actually built the tunnels in Liverpool. Is there a reason why we're naming it after that exact person? Just coincidence? I don't know. I have never been to Liverpool, so I have no idea what these tunnels are, but according to the internet, they have an unknown purpose. Do you guys know anything about this? Moving along to another brand new character, Vinder. We saw him in the trailer, we knew he was coming.
Vinder reporting.
Vinder!
Sign duty. Status report.
New character. I'm not familiar with Jacob Anderson, but I guess if you watch Game of Thrones, you know who he is. He is stationed at an outpost recording nothing. Apparently it's just boring, nothing changes. Until the FLUX, that is. Oh my gosh, is that the FLUX? Now who does he work for? How long has he been there, and why is he recording this? A lot of questions going on Vinder's backstory because we don't know a whole lot about him. Other than his outpost name is Rose. Observation Outpost Rose?
Today.
Rose.
Observation officer.
Coincidence? How am I not supposed to do anything with that? Thankfully, Vinder was able to escape before the FLUX attacked him, so he's gonna survive, and I assume at some point we'll meet up with the doctor and Yaz and Dan. At what point, I don't know, but we will see. They will all come together, everything will start to make sense. But before that, we have to be introduced to more characters. That brings us to two major new aliens, Swarm and Azure, who are brother and sister. Hands down, one of the best aliens I think I have ever seen in this entire show. I say that because they are properly creepy. Their costumes, their powers, everything about them is incredibly well done. I am so intrigued to see the doctor battle this foe that apparently has a ton of beef with the doctor, and they've been battling for years and years.
There is not a tiny corner of you that remembers.
Remembers what?
You and I. Dancing across space and time.
What now?
Locked in combat.
And the doctor has absolutely no memory of who this alien is, but he knows all of it, so that gives him an unfair advantage. But I'm so incredibly excited to see this pan out because I love their costumes, their look, everything about them is just so well done. They have disintegration powers. Yeah. Division? Oh my god, what? She just exploded. And he's absorbing her. Oh my gosh. That is properly creepy. Oh my god. Not to mention he has some sort of mind control because he keeps overpowering the doctor with these visions. So he breaks out of his little space prison and he goes to find his sister in the Arctic, who appears to be a human at first and is living this entirely human life. Wait a minute.
My sister.
There's two of them.
How I have missed you.
And then she just completely changes her appearance and she is no longer a human. She is the sister of Swarm. And while Swarm is after the doctor, Azura is after Dan's friend or girlfriend, Diane? Why? In a spooky scene, she drags her into a haunted house. They are really playing into this whole Halloween, aren't they? We have a freaking haunted house now. This is so spooky! I love it!
We're going to have fun with you. I've got a plan here.
That is really creepy. I know this is gonna give Dan a pretty compelling reason to go travel with the doctor and Yaz to get his friend back. And as if there aren't enough characters in this, there are also the Sontarans, and they are extra potato-y. Really? We get them in this episode too? He looks like a potato. Oh, I love it. I love their new look. Well, their new old look, I guess. They went back to their classic Who look, which is a little more menacing. I actually really like it. They are incredibly excited about the FLUX, which is the complete opposite of everybody else. Why on earth are they excited? We're gonna find that out probably pretty soon because episode 2 is called the Sontaran War. We have the FLUX, we have a war, we have creepy alien mind control creatures coming at us. Not to mention Dogman. There's just so much. Oh my gosh, I almost completely forgot about the TARDIS reconfiguring and malfunctioning pretty much the entire episode. There was black goo on the ground at the beginning, and by the end there were all these doors that just popped out of nowhere. What's up with all the doors? The very end of the episode, the Lupari were able to configure their spaceships around Earth, hopefully protecting Earth, but the Doctor and the TARDIS and the companions are on the outside. She has the doors wide open, blasting time vortex energy at the FLUX. But is that even gonna do anything? Because this FLUX is a massive hurricane ripping through the structure of the universe, basically destroying the universe. Nothing. It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. So many pieces. We were introduced to so many subplots that will unfold throughout the next 5 episodes. And we will get all of our answers, hopefully. But wow, it was a lot this episode. That is probably my one complaint. It was quite overwhelming. I wasn't expecting to get shoved that many plot lines, that many characters, locations, everything so quickly. I felt like we were introduced to one and it was like, okay, bam, the next, then the next, then the next. I didn't even get to sit with each one for like a minute. Like Dan, we were introduced and we were going and I was like, oh, I like him. This could be okay. And then it was like, on to the next, and I didn't have time to quite process. Claire felt like she was just kind of thrown in there. I feel like we could have maybe held off on a couple a little bit later, but what do I know? Maybe it'll all make sense and it'll work out this way better. I just felt a little overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information that was dumped on us in this episode. I hope this wasn't too rambly. I am just so incredibly excited about this. I absolutely love all the 2-part episodes that we've had in the past, and this is a 6-part episode. It is one storyline stretched across 6 episodes, and I'm here for it. I think it's gonna be amazing. This first episode was so entertaining. I was hooked the entire time. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. What do you guys think of the episode? Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed so you'll be notified when I upload reactions and reviews for the other episodes. I will see you guys very soon. Remember to keep it weird and keep it real.